And then next was G-Eazy's turn. So we're all getting ready for G-Eazy to come out, and before he comes out, they do like a 30-second countdown of like the End of the Summer tour trailer. They start playing like the End of the Summer song by G-Eazy. They have like these metal plates that are kind of like in the front of the stage, and then you see this like white light coming up in the back of like one of the center plates, and as it's coming up and the song is ending, it starts to rise, and then G's silhouette was like standing there. So then he walks forward and this plate goes back down, and then the song ends, and then he just stands there for a while, and we're all just like screaming and everything, like really excited. And mind you guys, I'm in like the center of the stage, like the front row, like everything was perfect. He starts doing his set. So then during one of them, the plates start to come up, and then you get to see the rest of the stage, and DJ Quiz was there, Blizzy was there, and then you got to see like all the plates in the air, and it just made like a nice silhouette of different pictures. We're vibing, like he's saying into my song for Order More. Oh my gosh, I will insert the clip for you guys. So yeah, he does his whole set and everything, and then like he's going through all the songs. He brought out Yo Gotti, and they did their remix version of Order More. And he also brought out YG, and they did their Donald Trump song. Everyone was lit for that. Also during that week, Mark E. Basie and his crew had been in the area. They were like on their radio tour, and I was keeping tabs on him because Mark had come out to a couple of the shows on previous dates, and I was hoping that he would come to our dates as well since he would be in the area. And so G-Eazy's doing his songs, and then all of a sudden he like intros into Some Kind of Drug, and then Mark comes on the stage and they start singing it, and then they go into You and Me, Mark's single. So then he just like continues on with the show, and then pretty much the show ends.
Thank you for all the showing us love and making us feel at home every time we're in your city. Thank you. Until the next time I'm lucky enough to come back here and play another show.
And then during the show, me and Blizzy had made eye contact, and he was like, you got your stuff like for me to sign it? And I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, I'll sign it. And then after the show ended, Blizzy was like standing near his drum. During the whole tour, Blizzy was asking different like Caucasian people like, what they were doing for Black Lives Matter. So when Blizzy came over to sign my stuff, I like handed him my bag, and it had the 2 hats on it. And so he signs them, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. So he just signed the loyalty one, and then he signed this one. And so then as he's handing me my bag back, I had my phone out and ready, and I was asking him what is he doing for Black Lives Matter, and I'll insert the clip.
Do for Black Lives Matter.
After that, he has the drumsticks in his hands, and so because I was so focused on recording him, I didn't have a chance to catch the drumstick. So he's throwing it at me, but I didn't catch it. Some other person caught it, and he looks at me, he's like, come on. That was really my experience for day 1. Now day 2. So we also received another invitation from Wonderful Union about our meet and greet appointment, and it was pretty much the same time. So in between Wednesday and Friday was my concert dates. I really wanted to get G something. So Friday morning is the next day for the concert. So I kept brainstorming, and I ended up watching the Endless Summer video for the first half of the tour. They discussed what G's favorite candy was. So I'm like, aha, like I'll go get the candy, like no big deal. Let me say this in advance. G's candy is impossible to get because it's considered the granny candy. That's what he was calling it. And so I legit had to go to so many different stores, buy the biggest bag of candy because I saw like one of G's candies in it. I'm like, okay, I'll just pick out the ones that I need. So like on my Snapchat, you guys will see me like buying this big bag.
Can we just talk about how I bought this whole bag of candy just for these?
And in the meantime, I was back and forth trying to get in touch with Blizzy. So eventually ends up DMing me a number to contact Drew in order to get on the list for his meet and greet. So I called Drew up, and like I'm in the car. So he answers the phone. He's like, hello. I'm like, hi Drew, my name is Hannah. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just trying to get a meet and greet for Blizzy last minute. And he's like, yeah, okay. He goes, yeah, that should be no problem. When you get here, we'll figure it all out. I'm like, okay, well, will it interfere with the meet and greet that I had for G? He goes, hold on one second. So he's like, you're not on the list for seeing G for free. I'm like, no, I didn't mean G for free. I mean seeing G at 3. And he's like, oh yeah, sorry. So I was like, okay, great. Basically we go through the same process of getting checked through security, getting our lanyards, and then waiting. Then we get to like the area where we're going to meet G again, which is against another fence, and we're all just like standing there. Gang, and I start talking to this girl named Mackenzie and David. They were actually from New York, and their meet and greet got canceled, so they got sent passes to go see G again. And so we are going in, and pretty much the same thing happens again. I'm like telling Ronnie that he's really funny and that I saw him the other day, and he's like, where did you see me at? And I'm like, I saw you here at the meet and greet. And he's like, you mean to tell me that you saw G twice this week? I'm like, yes. He goes, girl, you crazy. And so then I'm like, can we take a picture? And so he's like, yeah, sure. it's my turn to go in to see G. And so again, I walk in and I walk straight to Good Boy Shady and I hand him my phone. I'm like, thank you. And when I turn around, G's like doing something near the table, but he has his sunglasses on and like he reaches his hands out to give me a hug. And I'm like, hi G, how are you? I saw you the other day. And he was like, yes, darling, long time no see. And I don't know if he actually remembered me or not, but he made me seem special. So I hand him the candy, he goes and he looks at it and he like puts his glasses down and he's like, oh my gosh, this is my favorite. This is that good thing. He goes, this is that granny candy. And I'm like, yes. And he's like, these are so hard to get. And I was like, yes, they are. I had to buy the whole bag just to get those out. And he was like, thank you so much. And then like he put the candy in his pocket, so I know he has it. So then we take the picture. And so I didn't have anything else for him to sign, so I'm like, okay, can you sign my lanyard? So he signs my lanyard and I'll show you guys what it looks like. It just looks like this. He's like holding it out for me to like take back when I'm not paying attention. And then I'm like, okay, can you sign my boobs too? And he's like, well, do you want that in gold or as well? I'm like, well, I don't think it's gonna show up because like my skin's brown. So then he chuckles and like smiles at me and he grabs like a black marker. So then like as he's signing them, he's like singing the song that's playing in the background. Thank you so much. And then like I just walk away. So I get my poster and then I walk back out to this picnic area. Drew was like walking around and I'm pretty sure he's looking for the people for the next meet and greet, which was Blizzy's. And so I'm trying to like get his attention and everything, but he goes back into like the area where they are. And Drew, like, can you come here for a second? And he's like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, my name's Hannah. I talked to you earlier on the phone. Like, I have the meet and greet with Blizzy. And he's like, oh yeah. So like, okay, just walk with me. So like by this time, Blizzy had already come out and he was already meeting with another person. Like there's only me and another guy that met Blizzy that day. And so he's like already talking to the guy. So then I turn and I'm like, hey Blizzy. He's like, hey girl, what's up? So we give each other a hug and I'm like, oh my gosh, Blizzy, you remind me of like a big brother or something. He goes, what? I'm like, yeah, you remind me of like a big brother. He's like, all right, I've never heard that one before. Blizzy's meet and greet was so chill. We were just talking, like me, the guy, and Blizzy were just talking about the Loyalty Club collection. I was like, oh, and by the way, I bought a swimsuit from your friend. And so he's like, you did? And I'm like, yeah. So he takes out his phone and he Snapchats his friend and he's like, okay, go ahead and say thank you to my friend. Like, sends the Snapchat to this friend and then his like friend ends up emailing me like later on saying thank you or whatever. And then he's like, I'll go on you guys Snapchats if you want me on your Snapchat. So like he takes my phone and I was telling him that I cracked my screen. He's like trying to figure out what to say or whatever. So then I'm just like, do the Black Lives Matter thing.
What are you doing for Black Lives Matter?
I'm praying because prayer changes things.
Ooh, we got a real Christian lady here. I love that. I love that. I like that.
And then I was like yelling at Blizzy because the other night he was trying to give me the drumstick and he did it. And I'm like, Blizzy, why didn't you just put the drumstick in my bag? Like you already had it there. He goes, it's okay, I got you tonight. I'll give you the drumstick tonight. So like while we're doing all this, G-Eazy is still standing like near us. So we're like waiting to go take the picture in front of like the poster board. When we went to go walk over to the board, G had just finished like doing his last meet and greet and he like did this like excited dance. He's like, yes. And then like he went inside, he like walked past me. So we ended up taking a picture and legit guys, our picture session was like a photo shoot. I let the guy that was there first go before me. So legit, we were like taking a photo shoot of pictures in front of like all of G's crew. It was so funny. He was like throwing up gang signs. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know any gang signs. And so when I like walked over to like Blizzy, he had handed me one of these necklace bags. It was the new necklace that he had for the collection. So dope. Look at this chain, guys. Come on now. And so after we're done taking the pictures, they were like pretty much ready to like walk away or whatever. I'm like, wait, Drew, like Blizzy, can I get a lanyard? And they're like, oh yeah, sure, we'll go get it. And then so this is the lanyard for Blizzy's meet and greet. Mackenzie and David, they didn't get in line, so the line had already started to form with a bunch of Logic fans. They ended up finding me later on. They had bought merch and I was just like, okay guys, we'll figure it out. So like we go over to a different door to see if we can get in maybe that way. Guy comes out of nowhere and is like, no, you guys can't go in that way. You have to go through the pit area if you want to go to the pit. So like, okay, whatever. And so like we're pretty much just waiting by the door. There's like a security guard near the door and then there's like a staircase we have to go down just to get into the pit. I'm focused on the security guard because as soon as he tells us to go, I'm just gonna run around a bunch of people, and that's pretty much what I did. So when we go into the venue, there's these two security guards in there and they were absolutely grade A creepy. We were just asking them questions about like being a security guard. Mackenzie had on like this long sleeve black top, and she was like sweating, like she was really hot, and she had bought the lady killer jersey. So I was like, well, just take the black shirt off and put that over, like it's like you're wearing your bikini or whatever. But when she did that, those two security guards were watching her, and then she's like, Hannah, can you go over like my signature? Like she wanted me to go over the one G had did. I'm like writing on her. She's like, they're like staring at us watching this all happen, and then I had to do the same thing to me. So she like did it to me, and then all of a sudden one of them comes up, they're like, is that a tattoo? But it was like really their excuse to look at our boobs. We were like, no, like he signed it for us. And he's like, yeah, that's why I don't want daughters. Like, so then like they kept coming near us, and like we were getting really hot, so like we asked them for water. And so big mistake, we didn't have any cups or anything, so he's like, okay, I'll just pour it for you. So he's like pouring it into Mackenzie's mouth. I didn't want any, and then like other people in the crowd wanted some too. So he stands up on like one of the bars on the barricade. His body's pretty much in front of me. He's like reaching over me to give people water, and then he like comes down. He's like, I smell good, right? I'm like, mind you, these people were like 45, 50 years old. Like, dude, you need to chill. Basically, it was the same set list. YG came out and they had like a water fight on stage. So then as the night progresses and they're changing over G's set, one of the cameramen that was from the previous night, he was like walking by, then all of a sudden he stops by me. He goes, wait, you look familiar. I'm like, yeah, I was at the show the other night. He goes, you came to 2 shows again? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, that's what's up. And he like gave me a dap. G bought out Marky Basie again because Mark was still in the area, which I was so excited about. So then after the show, I wait around the front of the stage again, and this time Blizzy threw the drumstick directly at me, and I have it right here. And then he just wrote on it Blizzy with the signature, and then hashtag freshest drummer alive. And then yeah, so if you guys can see that. And then, yeah, we pretty much left, me and Mackenzie and David. But you guys, as we're leaving the area, my heart legit dropped. My voice was legit shot. Like, I didn't have a voice after. So we're walking out of the pit area, and there's like a big crowd of people around. I'm like, what's going on over here? We walk closer, and guys, Mark Basie was standing in the middle of the area. When I say I freaked out, oh my god. I give my phone to Mackenzie. I'm like, please, Mackenzie, get a picture of me and Mark. I go up to Mark and I tap him on the shoulder. I'm like, oh my gosh, Mark, can I get a picture? And he's like, yes, yes, yes. So he's like taking pictures with a bunch of people. I'm still standing there waiting to get a picture. Finally, he turns to me, he goes, hi, love, how are you? And like, my voice is shot, but I'm like trying to get words out. So I sound like, oh my gosh, Mark, I love you so much. Oh my gosh, Mark, I listened to your new EP. I love Morning. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with you. Like, I just bought a picture, and I actually did. And like, as I'm talking to Mark, I had the drumstick in my hand, and he was like, oh my gosh, you got a drumstick? That's so dope. And like, he was just so cool to talk to. Honestly, one of the chillest people I've ever met. Like, I legit felt like I was on cloud 9. And like, honestly, my mom called me a groupie and everything. I don't even care. It was a great week, and I'm so excited I got to attend the Endless Summer Tour.
Know what you like, and I'm the only one that ever should.